Everybody. I have a new transfer that came to me actually last week, and it came to me. Let me bring this down just a touch. See there what I'm working with. There we go. See the table. So, hi everybody. Um, this is the new club transfer. Now, if you don't know what that is, every month, if you're a club member, you receive a transfer that's 8.5 by 11 and the little paste packets that go with it so that you can create a monthly project each month. So it's a great idea and it's fun. And the unique thing about it is this particular transfer, that's the only way you can get it, is if you join Club Chalk. There's not a way to go in and just buy this particular transfer, which is really kind of fun. And it's fun to see all the creative ideas with it. And so I have one today that I'm going to share with you guys. Now, you can click the link to learn more about Chalkator if you want and about Club Chalk. Now, my idea for this, when I saw this, was I have this thrift store book. It's lime green, and this is actually the front of the book. And I got it at the thrift store. I got it for about 25 cents. And I painted this side with just white chalk-based paint. And then I used wax and I sealed it all with wax. And that way my chalk will kind of sit up on that wax. I let it dry overnight so that it's ready to go. And I thought I'm going to give this a little bit of a bohemian farmhouse look to this book cover. Now, I did the back of the book because the front had a few little indents on it, and I didn't want that to show. So I picked the back of it, and then I did it upside down so that now I know you guys are looking at this wrong. It's I can't get my phone to switch it right. Right now, when I do, everything turns lime green. So anyway, I'm pretending that this is going to be my front of my book. So I just kind of set it up and painted it that way. So now when I open the book, it will look like it's, or I'm not going to open the book, but it looks like it's on the front cover. So I've made a new front cover to my thrift store book. I'm peeling it off the backing, and I'm going to set the backing aside. And I'm going to fuzz it because it's brand new. It's the first time I've ever used this transfer. These transfers, if you're new to Chalkator, are reusable. You can reuse them several times. I've got one I've used 15 times. I've marked on the back each time I use it, just to see how many times I can get out of it. And in fact, I think that's probably the most used transfer that I have, and I'm going to do this so that you guys can see it. And I know it's probably reading backwards to you, and I apologize for that. I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that on my phone. I'm going to just kind of level this out. Now I'm going to press this down well onto the surface here, and I wanted this to have kind of a farmhouse look, because that's my number one style. Love farmhouse. So I'm picking Storm for one of my colors, which is just a gray, kind of the dark storm coming in. So it's a very, very dark gray color. I love it. It's one of my favorite colors. I've got it. I always say that about the Chalkator, but I just love their colors. They're great. But then to throw in some bohemian, I went with some kind of brighter colors to kind of give this a little bit of a pop. So I went with guava. Now, guava is a beautiful peachy, it's guava kind of color. I guess the color guava. They're really good at getting the names of these colors right. And then I also picked up a green, which is called Peacock. So I think what I am going to do, and I've kind of been looking at this morning going, how do I really want to do this? But I think what I'm going to do is kind of go in here with my guava, here with my gray for Conkers, and then all down here with my parakeet. I think that's the way that I want everything to lay out. Not any reason or anything to it. It's just I thought the gray would look best in the middle. Now, this is not, if you're new, again, this is not paint. This is chalk that is just like what you'd use on a chalkboard, except it's in a paste kind of form. So it's a little bit thick, and it applies quickly. You want to go quickly when you're applying this. This is not a slow process. This is a quick project. And And it takes a very little bit, which I love because I'm stingy. When I'm using my paints and stuff, I'm always like super, super cautious on how much paint I'm using and trying to be very, so this Chalk Couture is right up my alley as far as that goes. Now I'm going right down to these lines for this. There's some dashes in there. I'm going to go cover those with this. I want to cover this whole top part. Okay, and then I'm going to go over it and pick up any of the lines that are left from the squeegee. It's just like if you're using a squeegee on a window to clean it, you want to make sure that you don't leave any of those lines behind because those will just show up. They just will. Who uses a squeegee for your windows? I do all the time. I can clean my glass front door, all my two sliding doors, and 2 extremely large mirrors, and our super large bathroom mirror in about 5 minutes. Get them all done. Okay, now that I've got the top of this done, I'm going to go ahead and lift this up and kind of give that a chance to dry just a little bit. I actually could get my dryer here and dry over this. I use a craft dryer. It's actually a heat gun. I do make sure I don't put my heat on this transfer though, because it would melt it if I actually did that. But look at how nice and crisp that turns out. Doesn't need a lot because again, it's chalk. It dries super, super fast. Okay, I'm gonna carefully lay this right back over the top of that so that it kind of lands right there where it was. Okay, and now I'm going to do my gray conker, and I want the conker to go down, and I want the gray to be over those dashes down there. I keep saying gray, the storm. Okay, and then I'm going to add, when I'm done with this, I'm going to add a project that I actually shared with you here last week on I think I put it on YouTube as well. But I know I definitely put it on Facebook. That's a Chalk Couture project that is very unique. Something I haven't seen I haven't seen anybody do. I tried a test and I love the way it turned out. It worked out really cool. So I'm going to add that to it just to kind of give a little more bohemian look to it. And when you're tuning in, let me know who you're tuning in from. If you're interested in joining the club and want to know more about it, type club below and I'll make sure that you get the information. Now that link up above will take you to the information on it. And then also I do have a private Facebook group that is my VIP customers and or just actually not really customers, just people that are just really into watching the chalk. These videos are so much fun to do because you get those oh wow kind of a moments when you uncover everything. And in my VIP group, what I do share is sometimes I put together my own deals on the chalk. I might have a little bundle available, or we might do a little contest and things like that. So that's where I share those types of things. So if you're interested in joining me there, I'm going to go ahead and keep going because this bottom part I'm just going to do quickly with parakeet, and I'm not going to worry about drying that right now. Sometimes I get busy talking and I forget to, hi Karen, I forget to get busy and get crafting. So, so let me know if anybody is interested in joining the VIP group because it's a fun group, and I try to have several deals going over there on the chalk products and stuff. I haven't been having, I'll be honest with you though, I have not, through the corona and everything we've been going through, I have purposely not had bundles or deals on the little mini bundles that I put together because those ship from my house. And just, you know, I'm feeling fine. We're all feeling fine here at the house, but just to be safe, I'm not really comfortable with mailing things right now. So I thought, you know, I think I'll wait just a little bit on the bundles. I'd rather be safe. Extra cautious is what I am being. Okay, so there's that. I think I'm going to really like this book. It's a fun way to dress up just a thrift store book. But if you're interested in the VIP, just type in VIP. If you also want to learn more about the club, you can click the link that's up above, and it will take you straight to the information on it. Ta-da! Oh, I messed up my Conkers. I wonder what I did there. I think I know what I did there. Okay, if your paste gets a little bit dry and you need to stir it up, I didn't get a paper towel here. Okay, if your paste gets a little dry, you need to stir it well. And I had stirred mine this morning, but I had a little bit of lumps in it, and I caught one of those lumps, and I saw it when I did it, but I thought it would be okay. But again, not using this on a super smooth surface because this is a book. Okay, it's got the texture of the book. First of all, it's a cloth book. And then it's also got the texture of the paint. Even though I sanded it lightly, it's still got some texture to it. So that texture would have picked that up. If you make mistakes, you can easily go in, even after it's dry, with Q-tip. I love showing people what to do if you do make a mistake, because you're going to make mistakes every once in a while. It just happens. Part of crafting. And you know, the biggest mistakes in crafting are the things that kind of inspire you to try something new. You know, I'm sure Chalk Couture at some point was invented because people were trying to screen print it, because this is like screen printing. This is not like stenciling. And I'm sure that at some point someone made a huge mistake screen printing and decided, you know what, there's got to be an easier way. And this is much easier. But just take it and just erase. Okay, just take a little Q-tip and just erase any mistakes. And that will clear that up. I'll work with that just a little bit, but I want to kind of go ahead. Super, super easy to fix that. No problem whatsoever. But look at that. Doesn't it have a little bit of a bohemian look about it? I really like that. Bohemian farmhouse anyway. And last week I did this feather. I am adoring this feather. I had used Chalk Couture through the whole thing, through the little feather parts here. I can't think of what those are called. I looked it up so that I knew the names of feathers, and now I can't remember it. Welcome to old age. But anyway, I had Chalk Couture this whole thing and then pulled the threads out. So the coloring on the feathers is just what's left, which I thought was so cool. So I thought it might be kind of cute to open my book up right in there and tuck that right in that first page, tuck it kind of like a bookmark, and just let that hang. So there's my Bohemian book thrift store book sign. I really do like that. I like the way that feather hangs down along there. So thank you guys for watching. Again, if you're watching on replay, do give me a hashtag replay so that I know that you were there. And I will see you in about, 17 minutes over on Country Design Style, where I am going to be sharing a eucalyptus wreath a cheap idea to put together a eucalyptus wreath. 2 different ways anyway. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.